Let's
told
get to
me.
Squirrel Diff now.
Squirrel Diff.
Oh god.
No, it's not even Squirrel Diff. You have to put his partner in crime in that one as well. It's a Valence and Squirrel Diff.
Oh, poor Merely.
Yeah.
Hey, Merely,
Poor Merely.
we love Merely. Merely was a great
Melee
teammate.
beast.
So semifinal 1 was, in my opinion, one of the only exciting games in playoffs for Rival League. I felt like it was a pretty one-sided affair for the most part, except for semifinal 1. You had some 4-2s along the way, but that one, Game 7, back and forward. Pineapples finally able to get over their mental block against Whiteout, take that one 4-3 to go on to the grand finals. And on the other side of the bracket, it was all Galaxy the whole way. Like, I think that's probably one of, like, besides maybe like Hydra with Zerf in the regular season meeting Bubs in the postseason. Like, Bubs' team in the postseason absolutely steamrolls. Hydra for the most of the season steamrolls, and then Galaxy absolutely steamrolled it this time, taking semifinal 2 4-1, and eventually doing the same thing to the Pineapples in the grand finals. It was just an absolute lights out show from Galaxy the whole way, and I don't know if anyone could have stopped them.
Yeah. That Galaxy roster is so solid. Like, they were so well put together. And I mean, I'll say Squirrel Diff, but I know it's really Ventus Diff. Ventus was he popped off playoffs, especially grand finals. He was actively peaking. He was giving me such free Twitter content to post. I could just watch him for a minute and I had something to post. It was crazy. But I think that Whiteout Pineapple series kind of gave Rival like something to watch, because you could tell who was going to win each match before it even happened. And I mean, Whiteout almost came back and won, but I do think it was better for Pineapple. Exactly. I think when you saw Squirrel started popping off, it was over. But I much prefer Pineapple's Galaxy Grand Finals personally.
Oh yeah. I wasn't letting us lose that game 7. I was like, I'm gonna start things off with a double tap.
As soon as you scored that double tap, the mental, I was there being the mental coach for Whiteout. As soon as their mentals just went, the game was over.
I'm just glad I didn't lose in game 7 for the grand finals this time.
Yeah,
that hurts.
Okay, COVID lost you that grand final last time.
Honestly, I've lost 3 grand finals. 1 in game 7 OT, 1 in game 7, 1 in game 5. So based on the trend, I'm getting swept next time.
Yeah.
Hey, have faith. Have faith. Maybe you'll win. You'll win.
Never know. Never know. Could
I
happen.
will never stop supporting you until you win.
I think he's gonna get swept, and then he'll finally win one.
Yeah.
And then he'll swing.
No, he'll get swept. His player will get banned, and then in like 4 seasons from now, he might win.
Wow, toxic. But I want to talk about Galaxy because I know I really honestly liked all the teams in Rival. I got that Squirrel bias, obviously. You know, former teammate for 2 weeks.
Undefeated.
But undefeated, 4-0. But I think it's really cool that Galaxy had a brother team. They had 2 siblings on a team, and they were so good. Like, Boy Wonder and Ventus are like the same rank. I played ranked with them yesterday, and they're like you would expect them to be like mid or high tier Titan players. Like they are both very good. And then OA or Excel, he won Challenger last season. I think he got MVP, Finals MVP. I think he was really underrated. I don't think anybody really, when you thought of Galaxy, you just mainly thought of Ventus and Boy Wonder. Excel, I'm gonna call him Excel. He held it down for that team, honestly. Yeah. Like, he kind of let them do whatever they wanted, and I think he was really, like, the sleeper on that team. Like, nobody really mentioned him, but he was secretly, like, the pop-off player for that team. Like, if he was playing good, then they were winning.
Yeah.
And
don't forget to mention my Pappy Escalera, as I like to call him, Sero, the sub, big go. That guy is the greatest player of all time. He should have been on the starting roster, but Excel diff. That's all I gotta say.
But I think Whiteout and Pineapples easily the best series of that playoff for Rival. I liked the fact that both teams were like the same record. So like it wasn't like, even though Pineapples was the 5 seed, correct, against a 1 seed, it was still a very close match. Like everybody knew it was going to a game 7, I think. Like when you looked at that series on the sheets, everybody was thinking, okay, that's going to be a game 7. And then Galaxy kind of had a free run to the finals, honestly. They played some pretty easy teams, but still props to them for making it. Because when you see easy teams on your side of the bracket, you kind of think, oh, we got a free trip. But they definitely proved that they deserved to be there.
Yeah, I 100% agree with all of that. Like I said, Whiteout Pineapples, that series right there, I think, again, could be considered a series of the season. In contention. That was just overall amazing. 2 powerhouse teams coming from the same division, same record. Whiteout getting the best of Pineapples both times in the season. It was game 5 both times, if I'm not miscorrect, right? Did they reverse sweep you one of them?
I don't think so.
No. I wasn't sure if I heard that or whatnot, but I know went game 5 both times in the regular season, same division. So obviously Whiteout with the same record, taking that head to head, clinching that number 1 seed, and Pineapples, getting the best of them. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a season. It's just really hard to sweep a team throughout the season. And Pineapples, showing that with their previous history of being able to get to the grand finals consistently the previous 2 seasons with pretty close to the same roster. I know you had a couple roster changes with your third player, but you and Valence, the main of that roster, being able to get there and do that. That I think that's what stood out and what propelled you guys to be able to get over that game 7 hump, and get yourselves into the final. And then Galaxy just, I don't even know what to say. I know, and it's really sad to say this. And I'm not trying to sound biased or anything, but talking to Ventus and from Critter, Galaxy, the most game they were worried about was their quarterfinal game against my Knights team, because before the Maldage happened, I'm sure we all saw the Maldage in their match on one happen there with one of my players, but the way that they played them, it was like halfway through this, a little over halfway through the season. I told Ventus after that, I was like, watch out when we meet you in playoffs. And he was like, honestly, and then playoffs happened and we got matched up quarterfinals, and he goes, I'm really worried about playing you guys. Like, we're gonna have to mentally prepare on how your play style is. And I talked to Critter after the whole thing, and he was like, yeah, their biggest worry was just how your team played. So I'm surprised their mental after that, after they beat what they thought would possibly be their hardest team, didn't slow them down, and they were still able to just steamroll everyone else because they had got their hard part as what they thought out of the way. So just hats off to them. Ventus is just a goat.
I love Ventus.
Ventus is a great human being. He's so nice.
Oh yeah.
If you ever need to talk to someone, he's there. Like, regardless if it's about Rocket League or if it's about personal life, like, he'll take the time and talk to you, and he'll be honest with you though. I've talked to him about work before, and he'd be like, "Yo, bro, like, come on, you're being a little too much." So there's a type of person that he is. It's well deserving for him. I'm very happy and excited for him. And I can't wait to see what he does in Titan next season, because I know he has peaked. What could be Titan MMR? We don't obviously know yet, but I'm excited to. I'm excited to see him in a Titan, and I know he's not gonna leave his org. If we can get 16 teams, he's not leaving his org. So it's a shame, because I would love to get him and my boy Vulcan on the same Titan team and watch them two play together. But that's if I get a Titan team either. But no. Hats off to Ventus, MVP, check mark.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he's my MVP. Yep. Just because of the fact he's the standout player. I think when everybody looks at that team, he being a Titan for what I think every season except this one, He's just an all-around solid player. Like, he has mechanics. He has really good. He has some of the best rotation I think I've ever seen. Like, when I play with him, I had like another league match with him the other night, and he is somebody that you can always rely on when you're in like a tough position. And I think that really showed in the playoffs because he was able to both kind of, in a way, carry his team, but also really well support them. So yeah, he's definitely my MVP.
So Speed, you got Ventus.
Yep.
Magic, you got Ventus.
I got Merely. No, I'm kidding.
You
I got
got
Ventus.
Ventus. Bubs got Ventus. Who do you have, local?
We got the copy pasta king himself. We
Ventus.
got Ventus. Yeah.
Okay,
If you saw the chat on the Twitch stream for that whole game, it was just we have for Excel we had a math equation. For Boy Wonder we
Oh yeah.
had Somalian pirate scheme, and then for Ventus we got the CJ copy pasta. It was the greatest time of all.
See, I'm actually gonna give my MVP to OA.
Yeah.
Like the offense was a lot of Boy Wonder and Ventus, but even when their offense didn't work, which wasn't frequently, it worked quite a lot in the grand finals. OA was back and wasn't letting us score. He also is so mechanical. He put us in such awkward positions that we couldn't get an offense going, and we couldn't like challenge the ball because then like we go up for it, and the next thing I know, he's flip reset it over two of us, and like he made Ventus and Boy Wonder's job so easy that they had just free reign on the ball. And I think as someone that likes to play support myself, that's an MVP performance from OA right there.
Got a personal question for you.
Yeah.
Did it feel like playing me in season 4?
Yes, I think that team. I think as an individual player, I think you're better than like Ventus and Boy Wonder and OA, but I think their team was better. I think like you were a hard carry, and I think the stats showed that.
I want to put respect on Chipmunk though.
I say
He definitely did his part. Yeah.
Chipmunk had a good playoffs, but like regular season, not as much. But uh, the team of Galaxy, I think, is a better unit.
Yeah, I honestly I can agree on that too because I think I'm not trying to go back in time, but if you look at Galaxy and then you look at Vortex in season 4, Vortex was mainly a team just based on mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
We had our moments on like defense, but really the reason I think we won was just because of how good our offense was. And Galaxy has really good defense and offense, which
and
is
rotation.
what made them so good. Yeah.
They're solid.
Yeah, they're definitely one of the best rival teams that I think we've seen.
They made Pineapples look like a challenger team, so like
I mean, one of your players was already challenger.
That's true.
No offense to Merely, we love him, but it was kind of due.
He's going to challenger, and we're headed to Titan right now with the Bubs breakdown.
Oh wow, that was a really good transition. That was great. I'm gonna save my series for last, just because I already talked about it with people like hundreds of times. So Blizzard and Lions. This series.
Caden throw.
Okay. I want to put respect on man, Caden. I know he gets a lot of trouble in Titan League. Debatable person with the mauled mentality, I guess people call it. But I think it was definitely a thrown series on part of Lions. I think they honestly played better than Blizzard. Blizzard, that was the worst we've ever seen Blizzard.
Yeah.
And every time I've ever seen them play, that was the worst I've ever seen them. The defense was horrible, the rotations were horrible, and their like offense that like suffocates teams so well was like non-existent. And with how Lions were playing in game 1 especially, they in game 1 and 2, like even I think they lost game 1. But I still thought after that game, and then after they won game 2, I was thinking they're going to run away with it. Just based off how they were playing. But I think it really just came down to them absolutely throwing the series. And to my series,
your series was the
Reapers and Venganza.
Speed has mentioned like series of the season. Your series is my series of the season.
Yeah, I know it's biased, but I think I had to agree considering we are predicted. I looked at like almost every playoff bracket. Every Titan bracket I saw, we were predicted to get 4-1 to 4-2 or less. Like there was no game 7 or us winning unless it was my bracket. I think I honestly also think this one came down to a throw on my part in game 7. I did not play how I wanted to in that game 7. I think I'll obviously talk about the earlier parts of the series, but that game 7 going into it after the game 6 that we had where we're down 3-1 with 20 seconds left. We get a goal to put us within 1 and then a goal with 2 seconds left to tie the game when we're facing elimination too. Like the comms were very loud. I've never heard Goff scream, and Goff screamed. Winning the overtime on kind of like a fluky goal in that game 6 too. We were just ready to get into game 7. Like we were all so confident that we were gonna win. I remember Goff was like, "Yeah, we're gonna play on Saturday. We're gonna win the finals." And then 2 minutes in, it's 4-0.
Yeah.
I'll get back to that though. Games one, but yeah, I'll talk about like the preview honestly. We are definitely predicted to lose and predicted to lose badly. Most people, like I said, had us getting 4-1 to 4-2. But I think we definitely used that like kind of underdog scenario of like confidence booster. Like we didn't really have anything to like prove almost. Well, we had something to prove, but like if we lost, it wasn't like a shocker to anybody, basically. So I feel like it was definitely. I think we played better than Reapers. I think it kind of just came down to like little individual mistakes. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but my defense that series, the best defense I've ever played in my entire life. In that one series, I think Ladog played exceptionally well with stuff he had going on in his personal life too. I'm not gonna get into that. That's obviously his own. That's his privacy. He talked to me about it. Really proud of him for how he played with the stuff he had going on. Goff played exceptional. I mean, that's probably the best I've seen Goff play. Reapers played really good in my opinion. I think the person that didn't play as good as people expected. I know it's gonna kind of sound like I'm like trash talking a little. I think Arrow definitely played the worst on Reapers. I feel like he was a little inconsistent. But I really do think both teams were really good in that series. I think both teams could have won. I know that's obviously biased with me on Venganza, but I think it was probably the best series for Titan playoffs, in my opinion. I think it was, like Speed said, potentially series of the season. Obviously a little sad with the outcome, but that's okay.
Yeah, go for it, Magic.
Okay. Titan, oh gosh, I think we knew who was gonna win, no matter what happened on the lower bracket side of things, or the second side. But I do think that the Reapers and Venganza made it interesting to watch. It wasn't just like, oh, well, we know Blizzard's gonna win in the end, so this doesn't matter. I mean, it was a fun series to watch. And Reapers, they literally only win when they monkey. I've realized this now. Arrow plays his best when they're just in complete chaos, and that's how that Venganza series was. I don't think Arrow played very well. I think Bubs is right, but I do think as a team they made it work. I mean, the poor Lions, poor everybody but Caden. Caden was being Caden. I love that dude, but he was I think he was dunking teammates and made it a little harder than they had to have it be. Either way, I do think they would have lost. I don't think that like how Caden played would have made it much of a difference. But I do think that at the end of the day, I would prefer a Blizzard Reapers matchup, but I don't think I expected a sweep. I thought Reapers would have, given something to watch in the end, but semifinal wise, I was not let down at all. I thought it was very entertaining. I don't remember who I predicted for Reapers Venganza. It probably was Reapers, but I do think Venganza proved me wrong because I don't think I predicted a game 7. So that was a fun semis, regardless of a Blizzard being overpowered on the other side.
Yeah. Also, I want to add on to the grand finals. Kind of sucks for Reapers. I still think Blizzard would have won, but Reapers were without Insanity again.
Mhm.
And Insanity in our series especially was definitely the hard carry. So I think if Reapers have Insanity, I think it at most and still goes to a game 6.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a little closer, but I think Blizzard still that roster is just too good to beat.
Yeah. And I was gonna say like Blizzard's line was like, Caden did throw, but I think Blizzard wins that regardless of Caden could be peaking and still hard to beat Blizzard. Venganza Reapers, I think on the last playoff review, I predicted Reapers to take it, but then come stream day, I was like my boy Bubs, and I put my channel points on him, and it went all the way. It was really close, but it was entertaining, and Bubs, thank you for making such great saves that allowed that one to go to game 7. And then, like, it was crazy because, like, you were down by 2 goals with 30 seconds left in game 6. You'll tie it up, go to overtime, win it. And then you're down by 4 goals in game 7. And that in Titan, that should be insurmountable. Like, the
Yeah,
game
but
should be over. Like, you should type in chat FF 1 out of 3, and your teammates
yeah.
should follow suit. But y'all brought it back, and y'all had like so many opportunities in the last like 10 seconds. I think like there
We
was
had a
one
wide open net.
there's an open net miss. There was one that like barely got deflected. There was a chance to take a shot with 0 seconds on the clock, as close as it can go without going to OT. And then the grand finals wasn't.
Yeah.
It was a blizzard. That's what
Yeah,
that was.
we almost tied it with like 6 seconds left, but I don't think Goff predicted Arrow of all people to miss a read, and it was like a simple little touch on the ground, and he just whiffed it completely. And we just, I mean, to be fair, losing in a game 7 like that, like we talked about it afterwards, nobody was really upset about it. Like being predicted or losing, getting that close, I don't think anybody was really super bummed out. Obviously, we were bummed out that we lost, but we were just happy that we made it that close.
Yeah. Local speed. Any quick thoughts before we head to MVP? Because I know this is running a little long.
Yeah, I mean, watching that Lions Blizzard series and how that unfolded, I definitely think Lions threw. And Blizzard really didn't impress me like the Blizzard roster that we are tend to know. And then I'm same boat as Squirrel with I projected Reapers 4-2 over you Bubs and that summies. But game day, I don't know. I was just like, yo, Goff. I was like, Bubs. I forgot your third was Ladog, and I was like, all right, I got to go with them. And I vote all my channel points, same thing. I was like, let's go, let's go, let's go. I remember being in a VC. I was screaming for Goff. Rogue was screaming for you, Bubs. Someone else was screaming for Ladog. And like, we just had the whole chat. And Bagels is sitting in there. And Bagels is the only one really rooting for the Reapers. And it was a really funny moment. And I'm not going to lie, I missed your comeback in game 7. You guys were down hard and heavy, and I went to the bathroom. And when I came back from the bathroom,
Non-believer.
it was a 1-goal game. And I was like, what just happened? Like, what am I was like, let's go. They got this. And I know I'm proud of you guys. And you guys, like you said, you weren't upset, and you guys shouldn't have been upset over that. And then the finals, really unfortunate for the Reapers. Really unfortunate, and I did project Reapers to take that because of how the series went in the semifinals. I didn't see too much out of Blizzard, and Reapers coming off of a really strong performance, Game 7. I just thought that Reapers was going to have it, and it's just unfortunate that they didn't have one of their starters, and they just seemed really off. So unfortunate that it kind of fell off the train for them there.
Me and Bubs had a joke going on. I believed in him from day one. We had this joke of me when Bubs when he scores the Game 7 OT winner against Blizzard in the finals. It was a gif of a man just going mental. Bro, I believed him from day one. When I saw that Game 7 comeback, I was sitting there like, wait a second, Bubs is actually good at the game? Like, wait, Golf? Wait, Ladot? I'm like, what? And then Bubs missed. And then I was like, oh wait, yeah. Back to normal Bubs.
Yeah.
But I feel like Reapers used all their juice in the finals for the semis.
Yeah. So which one of the Blizzard players gets MVP?
None of them.
Yeah.
Local does.
Personally, I think, like, this is just my opinion. I think for Nemesis, I think it should be playoff MVP. Because if it was playoff MVP, it's Mad Max. But if it's finals MVP, it's Toxic. Because I think that was the best I've ever seen Toxic play. Obviously, that's not a phenomenal, Reapers team. No disrespect to Zinvez at all. Zen is still a phenomenal Titan player. Honestly, one of the, in my opinion, top 20 players in Titan. But I think Toxic, he was on it in defense. He was on it on offense. And just watching that series, it just felt like he was in the zone, almost.
I feel like Soares played really well, and so did Mad Max, but I do think Toxic was the MVP. I didn't watch a lot of Blizzard games the whole season. I mean, they probably were on stream a couple times, but I don't remember watching them. So going to that series, I'm like, okay, I know Mad Max, I know Soares, and they're probably gonna just pop off and carry. And I felt like Toxic was the difference maker and made it be a sweep. And I know Bagel said on the cast it shouldn't have been a sweep, that the Reapers just beat themselves, but I mean, and in some way that's true, but I do feel like Blizzard earned it, and a large part of that is because of how well Toxic played. So that's my pick.
I'm gonna go.
Well,
I'll take over for this. I'm gonna be the same with Magic. Toxic, from what I knew from last season, coming into this season, played fantastically. This grand finals was, I'd like to say, a step above their limit from last season. Like, we thought we saw peak Blizzard last season against Pinnacle. This season, we just saw a straight out bloodbath.
This
So
season
Toxic.
was their pinnacle.
Yeah.
That was
Shut
a
up.
bad joke.
That was okay. Can we remove Bubs? Bubs is no longer here. I no longer believe in Venganza or any team Bubs plays for it, but Toxic for MVP.
I'm gonna say it because it won't be said, and I know there's a joke here, but the damn plan worked, boys. The damn plan worked.
Damn plan, baby.
Okay, it worked. I know some of you coming from that org, most of you hate it, just like the rest of us. We don't like to see it when it gets posted anywhere, but it worked, guys. It was a 2-year plan, and it worked.
Was the Dan plan losing 4 teams in semifinals?
Yeah, it was. All to just get Blizzard to win back to back. That was the Dan plan. Okay,
I'll take a local championship tag.
But no, it's definitely, for me, it's a toss up between Toxic and Mad Max. And nothing to take away from Soares again. Like, Soares is Soares. But man, I think I'm gonna have to go with Mad Max though. Mad Max is and was and hit some of those really tough angled shots. Now I know Toxic did a lot and he was there, but I think Mad Max just had more of those wow, he really got that angle, or wow, he really just made that play. And I think he just had that wow factor compared to standing out more, and I think that's why I'd give it to him, because it could go to any 3 of them, honestly, but I think he had more of those wow moments, and that's why I'd let it stick out to Mad Max a little more.
short and sweet here. I was drunk because I had lost in the grand finals. So I'm gonna give it to Soares because through my drunken vision, it seemed to me like he was pulling off some really mechanical stuff to beat like 1, 2, or all of the Reaper's defense consistently. He did a great job of getting the ball around people, and his teammates were there to put the ball in the net. So I'm gonna give it to Soares, even though he might not have had the best goal scoring. He definitely was a good setup player and allowed people like Insanity to have the game of his life, or not Insanity, Toxic to have the game of his life, and allow Mad Mac to hit some crazy angles. But to me, Soares did a lot for that team. But that is gonna wrap up Titan League and wrap up our season 6 with our grand finals review. Thank you all for watching. We hope that you have a wonderful night. We hope that you will join us for season 7. I don't think I can call it that. Join us for whatever 7 we call it.
Or maybe a first.
Or a first. Who knows? We might even revamp it.
Who knows? Who knows?
We're going Fortnite.
I do want to say one thing.
Two,
I do want to say one thing too before we leave, real quick. A little self promo for the news team. This right here is something that I want to start doing with the news team. And getting more content out like this within news. So please, if you're interested, apply. I'm really wanting new members. I don't have many. So apply. But you have to be willing to do the dirty work and doing some writing as well. We can't just all have the fun stuff like this. So just a little self promo. I am looking to have a lot of members and really start getting all types of news out there.
Yeah, so make sure you apply. Boys, thank you for joining me on this. It was a lot of fun. I love sitting here talking about Nemesis. I thank you all for watching and supporting the YouTube, supporting Nemesis. We love you. We thank you. And we hope to see you in next whatever we call it.